A very satisfactory finish for Fuller's first strike at the club, with the manager obviously delighted about the prospect of discovering the team's missing link. Another fine finish, and 4-0 after 88 minutes saw the Potters record only their second win in 11 games. But hopefully, as manager Pulis recorded his heaviest win in charge of Stoke, we were now witness to the dawning of a new era, with the not-to-be-denied Fuller the beneficiary this time. Stoke 2, Norwich 0. Stoke made the early running and took the lead through Fuller in the 42nd minute. That was his fourth goal in 7 appearances. Leicester 0, Stoke 1. Live wire Lawrence pounced on Johnson's slip and allowed Fuller to do the rest. That was Fuller's 5th in his first 9 appearances and put Stoke 1-0 up, and it was Lawrence again instigating the problems for Leeds as he gave the irrepressible Fuller something to chase. A 3-1 lead with only 77 minutes on the clock. Time for Fuller to have a run at the Lions. And like Brammer before him, he wanted to put the ball in the net for himself. But if the Millwall lads wanted to help him along the way, then he certainly wasn't going to decline. Stoke 2, Millwall 0 meant a safe passage to a 4th round draw. And we certainly scored more goals thanks to Fortune's lofted ball being met majestically by Sidibe and finished superbly by Fuller in the 31st minute. On his first start since that 4-game suspension, took the Potters one step closer in the 29th minute as Kenton gave away the penalty and left Fuller anxious to be first to the ball and the penalty spot as he strove to make amends for previous misdemeanours. He got Higginbotham's blessing and didn't disappoint. Stoke 2, Leicester 1. Sidibe was to pay a heavy price for his leap, as were the Baggies for knocking the ball back towards Fuller as he combined strength, skill, poise and vision to fire the Potters in front. 14 minutes gone, and that got everybody warmed up nicely, but it was only the beginning. Fuller kept pace with his new strike partner, as he too hit his 3rd in 3 games, by depositing not only the ball, but also Hudson in the back of the net. It was a typically forceful Fuller display, but 2-0 to the good was a position we'd been in before.
His second goal in 4 days. He scored in the Carling Cup. Here's Ricardo Fuller! Oh, an equaliser to savour and then some! Charlton just can't hold on to a lead this season, but that was special.
By Sidibe, here's Fuller, and he has scored against his old club. And while Stoke celebrate, Southampton will be kicking themselves because that is an awfully soft goal to concede.
As Fuller was freed by Wright to beat both the offside flag and keeper McCormick. That was Fuller's 3rd of the campaign, and after the victory parade his first port of call was to a manager who had defied logic and guided the Potters to a 3rd win and 5th place in the Championship. Once again Stoke made the perfect start as Fuller's drive was deflected by Lawrence in the 15th minute, to the delight of the 1,200 travelling fans. The goal was awarded to Fuller, and when Wilkinson picked out a determined Fuller in only the 11th minute, it looked like their troubles were only about to get worse. Luckily, Fuller wasn't about to go quietly and headed off on another one-man mission where he ruthlessly punished Bullen's decision-making, although that signalled the dry season for the number 10, as it would be mid-December before he found himself back on the scoresheet. Lawrence's free kick found its way to the number 10, and the rest was academic. 1-1. Blackpool 1, Stoke 3. As a neat little touch from Sidibe after only 5 minutes provided a test for Fuller's newfound form. 3 in 2 games for the revitalised striker, but he was far from finished. Stoke 1, West Brom 0. As Lawrence served up the usual quality and Fuller finished mercilessly. Stoke 2, West Brom 0 with 38 minutes gone. And if he hadn't dished out enough early Christmas presents, he then delivered the first hat-trick seen at the Britannia Stadium since Peter Hoekstra's tally against Reading in December 2004. It was a fitting way to celebrate the 2-year extension to his contract, although it is difficult to see how he would top that goal, but he would manage it at the expense of another Midlands club. Stoke 3, West Bromwich Albion 0 after 66 minutes. Stoke could be needing something special to salvage something from the game, and ably assisted by Cresswell and Pugh, Fuller didn't disappoint in the 33rd minute. As Fuller, in full flow, called for drastic action. McNaughton was the offender, and after single-handedly creating the opportunity, it was only fitting that Fuller should finish it. 2-0 Stoke after 57 minutes. And after the relief of not seeing João concede a penalty came the coup de grace, the icing on the cake, the champagne in the cellar. Call it what you will, here it is. Fuller's 14th of the season and last until April sealed a 4-2 victory and secured the goal of the season. Fuller frightened the Coventry defence into drastic action, and Cresswell may have been inquiring if referee Rennie would like to reconsider his decision. A big spot kick, but Fuller didn't flinch even when faced with the young Schmeichel's theatricals and deposited his 15th and final goal of the season.
Dickinson. Oh, what a good header from Ricardo Fuller. It's come in the last minute of 3 minutes of added time, and it gives Stoke, well, some satisfaction at least. It's their first goal back in the top flight.
Awful ball for a player of Gareth Barry's ability, straight to Delap. Olofinjana to Lawrence. Played through for Fuller. Fuller's beaten Larson here, and Ricardo Fuller has scored for Stoke! 10 minutes to go, and it could yet be a celebratory night in the Potteries. And Lawrence, having scored one, makes one for Fuller. 2 Premier League games, 2 goals for the Jamaican. It's his first goal at the Britannia since the start of February. What a famous one it could be.
Out of picture, wipes the ball on his shirt. Flick on is by Kitson and bundled in. Stoke City have grabbed an equaliser. Checking in by Delap. And
Stoke City have taken the lead. Ricardo Fuller, textbook Stoke City. They do it time and time again. 5 of their 11 goals in the Premier League this season have come from Delap throws. This time it is Ricardo Fuller on the end of it.
And he just out-muscles Dean Whitehead for me. It's man-for-man marking. Fuller gets above him. It's a great leap and gives the goalkeeper no chance.
We see the Rory Delap long throw weapon. Shaw cross is in there, it's aimed at him. Beyond him, it's an own goal, and Stoke lead, and it came off Toure. And yet again, it's a Rory Delap throw that caused the problems. Arsenal are behind at the Britannia Stadium, and it may have been Fuller who got the last touch. I think it just glanced off Fuller's forehead as he went for it. All the pressure on Toure, but it was Ricardo Fuller who got the last touch.
Explosive start to this second period. And now it might come to life again. Round the goalkeeper, Fuller goes down. Penalty kick to Stoke City. You felt it was perhaps coming. He doesn't know such a thing as giving up on a through ball, and he's won his side a crucial penalty.
Well, it breaks into a nice area in the channel for Ricardo Fuller. Once Myhill decides he's coming here, he has to get something on that.
Fuller takes, and Fuller squeezes it in. It might not have been the best penalty kick in the world, but they all count, and his 6th goal of the season gives Stoke level pegging here at the Britannia Stadium.
That's a good opportunity for Wheeler. The substitute strikes. Stoke City 2, Bolton Wanderers 0. And their wonderful home form continues.
How about the smile on Fuller's face? Quite rightly so as well. Bad injury, he come back. Great strike from Whelan. And so often as you see these days, no criticism of Jääskeläinen. Can't hold it. Fuller's right place, right time. Great reaction. Slams it in the roof of the net.
Higginbottom away. This is Shelton Martis bounce awkward. It comes to Ricardo Fuller. Mistake by Martis. Ricardo Fuller goes for goal. It finds a way past the goalkeeper Carson, and Stoke City inside of 2 minutes have the goal. It was a blunder by first Shelton Martis and then goalkeeper Carson as well. A double whammy for West Brom, and it's Ricardo Fuller's 8th league goal of the season. It's the worst possible start for West Brom. It is a must-win game.
Lawrence who takes. Fuller, goal! Stoke City take the lead, and it's Ricardo Fuller with it. Joy for the celebrating Stoke fans away to the far side of the ground, and Ricardo Fuller puts Stoke City in front and heaps more misery and concern on Hull City supporters. Lawrence. Fuller. Ricardo Fuller. And still! Yes! Persistence pays! And in the final home game of the season, Ricardo Fuller moves into double figures for the campaign. And it's a home season that looks to be ending on a high.
And he's gone through. Oh, that's a penalty. He thought he should have had one earlier, but the foul from Denilson has given Stoke City a penalty. Who won the penalty is going to take the penalty. And he beats Manone 3-1, his 11th goal of the season.
Well, he runs away in glee.